Welcome to our in-depth analysis of Youxin Technology Ltd, ticker symbol YAAS. Over the past 3 months, the stock has experienced one of the most dramatic rides in the market, with wild swings and extreme volatility. In this video, we'll break down the key events, technical indicators, and what traders should watch for next. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about market dynamics, the story offers valuable lessons in risk, momentum, and opportunity. Let's dive into the roller coaster journey of YAAS and see what the future might hold. YAAS's price action since mid-June has been nothing short of breathtaking. Starting around 2.99, the stock soared to a high of 6.74 on June 24, only to crash spectacularly below 0.5 in early July. By September 8, it hit a historic low of just 0.0697. Recently, there's been a slight recovery, with the price ticking up to 0.0791 as of September 12. This wild trajectory includes sharp rallies, panic-driven sell-offs, and brief moments of stabilization. The overall trend, however, remains strongly bearish, with the stock losing over 97% of its value from its June peak to September's low. Behind this extreme volatility, several dramatic events have shaped YAAS's recent history. The initial spike was followed by a rapid collapse, and since then the stock has seen intermittent stabilization and further declines. Each move has been amplified by intense trading activity, with both buyers and sellers reacting quickly to every shift in sentiment. The recent modest upward movement could be an early sign of stabilization, but confirmation is still premature. For now, the overall trend remains downward, and volatility is likely to persist. Let's look at the price-volume relationship, which reveals critical turning points. The dramatic spike to 6.74 on June 24 was accompanied by a massive volume surge exceeding 22 million shares. When the stock crashed in early July, volumes were even higher, with over 24 million shares traded on July 1 and nearly 25 million on July 28. Most striking event came on September 5, when over 93 million shares changed hands as the price plunged from 0.32 to 0.1025. Since then, volumes have remained elevated, peaking at 119 million shares on September 12. This suggests that while selling pressure is easing, buyer interest is starting to emerge at these low levels. Moving averages are a key tool for understanding the trend. For YAAS, all moving averages, both short and long-term, are still far above the current price of 0.0791. The 5-day SMA and EMA are hovering close to the current price, hinting at recent stabilization. However, the 10-day, 20-day, 50-day, and 150-day averages are much higher, confirming the severe downtrend. This large gap also means there's substantial room for price recovery before the stock encounters major resistance from these averages. It's a classic sign of a stock that's deeply oversold, but also one that faces a tough road ahead. Despite the overall bearish trend, there are hints of short-term stabilization. The 5-day SMA at 0.0753 and EMA at 0.0973 are close to the current price, suggesting the recent sell-off may be slowing. While longer-term averages remain distant, the short-term convergence could be an early signal that the worst of the decline is over, at least for now. However, traders should remain cautious, as confirmation of a true reversal is still lacking. Technical indicators paint a picture of extreme oversold conditions. The MACD is negative at -0.13, and the histogram is also negative, indicating continued downward momentum. The RSI sits at 25.91, deep in oversold territory, while the Williams %R and stochastic indicators confirm this status. The CCI is extremely low, and both the ADX and ADXR suggest the trend is weakening. The Arun oscillator strongly indicates a downtrend, and the ultimate oscillator is also oversold. Despite all this, the money flow index remains neutral. These readings suggest a technical bounce could be on the horizon, but the overall trend is still down. Focusing on the MACD, it's clear that downward momentum persists, but the negative values are relatively small. This could mean that the selling pressure is losing steam. When combined with other indicators like the RSI and Williams %R, which are both in oversold territory, the case for a short-term bounce becomes stronger. However, traders should be wary of false signals in such a volatile environment. Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is a classic tool for spotting oversold conditions. With a reading of 25.91, YAAS is well below the typical oversold threshold of 30. This suggests that the stock could be due for a technical bounce, especially if buying interest continues to pick up. However, in extreme downtrends, stocks can remain oversold for extended periods, so it's important to watch for confirmation before acting. Williams %R and stochastic indicators are both at extremely low levels, reinforcing the oversold narrative. The 15-period and 5-period stochastic readings are far below typical levels, confirming that sellers have dominated the market. These indicators often precede sharp short-term rebounds, but they're not guarantees. In highly volatile stocks like YAAS, oversold conditions can persist longer than expected. ADX and ADXR indicators suggest that the strength of the downtrend is weakening, with values at 16.42 and 11.81 respectively. Meanwhile, the Arun oscillator at -92.86 signals a strong downtrend. This combination means that while the trend is still negative, its intensity may be fading. Traders should watch for any shifts in these indicators as potential early signs of a reversal. Money flow index at 34.78 is neutral, not signaling strong buying or selling pressure. However, the ultimate oscillator at 22.33 is deep in oversold territory. This mixed picture suggests that while the worst of the selling may be over, a clear trend reversal has yet to emerge. Traders should keep an eye on these indicators for any sudden shifts. Linear regression analysis over the past 3 months would show a sharply downward sloping line, reflecting the dramatic decline in YAAS's price. The current price is significantly below this trend line, indicating that the recent drop has been even more severe than the average trend would suggest. While this could mean the stock is oversold relative to its trend, the extreme volatility makes linear regression less reliable as a predictive tool in this case. The fact that YAAS's current price lies well below the linear regression line highlights just how severe the recent decline has been. This deviation suggests that the stock may be experiencing a fundamental revaluation, possibly due to company-specific news or broader market factors. High volatility and dramatic price swings reduce the reliability of regression-based predictions, so traders should use caution. Looking ahead to the next trading day, the most likely scenario is an opening near the current closing price of 0.0791. The recent uptick, combined with high trading volume, suggests some stabilization and possibly the start of a reversal attempt. However, given the extreme volatility, the opening could swing between 0.075 and 0.085. Positive sentiment might push it towards 0.09, while renewed selling could drag it down to 0.07. Key resistance levels for YAS are at 0.095, 0.12, and 0.15. The current price is just below the first resistance, about 0.016 away. On the downside, support exists at 0.07, 0.05, and 0.03. The current price is only 0.009 above the initial support. These tight margins mean that even small moves could trigger significant reactions, either upward or downward. In the extreme volatility and proximity to key levels, intraday movements in YAS could be significant. A breakup of 0.095 might trigger a short squeeze and a rally towards 0.12, while a drop below 0.07 could lead to a further decline towards 0.05. The Bollinger Bands show an extremely wide trading range, with the current price near the lower band, reflecting the severity of the downtrend. Bollinger Bands are a popular volatility indicator. For YAS, the upper band is at 0.5 and the lower band at 0.02, indicating an extremely wide range. The current price is near the lower band, which often signals that a stock is oversold. However, in highly volatile markets, prices can hug the lower band for extended periods, so this is not a guarantee of an immediate bounce. Average true range, ATR, is another key volatility measure. For YAS, the ATR 14 is 0.07, which is high relative to the current price. This means that large percentage moves are possible in either direction. Based on the ATR, the potential high for the next trading day could reach 0.15, while the low might fall to 0.01. Using twice the ATR, the range could extend from 0.06 to 0.22. These are guidelines, not precise predictions, but they highlight the risk and opportunity in trading YAS. A bullish scenario: if YAS breaks above resistance at 0.095, it could trigger a short squeeze and a rapid rally towards 0.12 or even 0.15. This move would likely be supported by increasing volume and positive momentum indicators. Given the extreme oversold conditions, such a bounce could be sharp and fast, offering high-reward opportunities for risk-tolerant traders. On the flip side, a bearish scenario would see YAS break below support at 0.07, leading to a decline towards 0.05 or even lower. This would likely be accompanied by renewed selling pressure and rising volume. In such a case, the downtrend could accelerate, and traders should be prepared for further losses if support fails to hold. Neutral scenario would involve range-bound trading between 0.07 and 0.095. In this case, volume would likely decrease, and momentum signals would be mixed. This could provide opportunities for short-term traders to profit from swings within the range, but it would also signal uncertainty about the stock's next major move. If YAS manages to break above resistance, a short squeeze could occur. This happens when traders who bet against the stock are forced to buy shares to cover their positions, driving the price up rapidly. Given the high volume and oversold conditions, the ingredients for a short squeeze are present, but it requires a clear breakout to trigger. Trading YAS comes with significant risks. The stock's extreme volatility means that large percentage moves can happen quickly, both up and down. Technical indicators suggest a possible bounce, but the long-term trend remains bearish. Traders should use stop-loss orders and manage their risk carefully, as sudden reversals are common in such environments. YAS currently offers a classic high-risk, high-reward setup. The stock is deeply oversold and technical indicators point to the possibility of a sharp bounce. However, the risk of further declines remains high. For aggressive traders, this environment can present unique opportunities, but it's not for the faint of heart. To navigate this volatile stock, keep a close eye on resistance at 0.095 and support at 0.07. These levels will likely determine the next major move. A breakout or breakdown could set the tone for the coming days, so monitor price action and volume closely around these points. Market sentiment will play a crucial role in YAS's next move. Positive news or a shift in investor mood could spark a rally, while negative developments might trigger another wave of selling. Stay alert to headlines and broader market trends, as these can quickly change the outlook for high-volatility stocks like YAS. Story of YAS is a powerful reminder of the risks and rewards in the stock market. Extreme volatility can create both danger and opportunity. For traders, it's essential to combine technical analysis with sound risk management and to remain disciplined in the face of wild price swings. Learning from such dramatic cases can help you become a more resilient and informed investor. Sum up, YAS has experienced one of the steepest declines in recent memory, losing over 97% of its value in just 3 months. While technical indicators suggest a possible short-term bounce, the long-term trend remains bearish. High volatility and tight trading ranges mean that large moves are possible in either direction. Traders should exercise caution and stay alert for new development. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into YAS's wild ride. Whether you're trading this stock or just watching from the sidelines, remember that extreme volatility demands respect. Stay informed, manage your risk, and always have a plan. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more market insights. Until next time, trade safe and stay curious.